My name's Murray Alexander. I'm a freelance bar consultant, so I work with different brands across the country, but I mainly work with Plantation Rum, travelling across the country with the Tiki Godhead. Well, the stand, it was designed by the company owner. His name is Gabriel Ayres, and it was inspired by, obviously, the history of Tiki, and something that has really have a strong presence and something really distinctive of the history of Tiki. So what we're offering here, we're working with we work with Plantation Rum exclusively with the Tiki Heads, and today we're providing samples of cocktails using Plantation Rum. So we're primarily using the Plantation 3-Star, which is the light whitish rum, which you would use for cocktails like daiquiris, mojitos for its flavour notes and its lightness, and also the Plantation Pineapple, which is a beautiful sipping rum, but great for cocktails too. So the first one for me is Tiki is it's a very special bar concept, because no other single spirit can inspire this range of drinks and variety of tastes and flavours that's created its own movement. I mean, you don't have this with vodka or gin. I mean, there's obviously a wide range of cocktails, but it has a movement and a style and an experience all of its own that helped to spread one of the golden ages of cocktails. Number two is the Polynesian effect, the Polynesian influence. I think that's primarily through Dom the Beachcomber and his time in Hawaii. Obviously, infusing that culture with rum. So obviously people associate normally rum purely with the Caribbean. Also, Dom the Beachcomber brought it in with his time in Hawaii, and in the naming of his drinks, Mai Tai, which is a Polynesian word. It's Polynesian for delicious. And everything else. So it's very unique in the sense of the food and the drink and the range of influences. Number 3 is Tiki drinks initially were very, very secretive. What Dom the Beachcomber would do with his bars, instead of having all the labels in terms of what was going into each drink, all the bottles were numbered. So what would happen is, when a competitor wanted to copy his Mai Tais or all of his signature drinks, they would want to try and tempt over a bartender to come and work. And they would tempt them over, they'd offer them money, and they would go into work, and on their first shift they would say, "Hey, where's bottles 1 to 10? And they would be like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Oh, we work with numbered bottles. We don't know what's in them." So that's the way Dom the Beachcomber was able to keep all of his drinks secret.